Motivation is entertainment. It's a show. Makes you feel good for a few minutes, maybe even a few hours. But survival doesn't care about your feelings. Survival doesn't wait for your motivation. In America, where rent is due, bills stack up, and time doesn't stop, only action keeps you alive. Hello and welcome to Action Xpo. If this is your first time here, let me be clear about what we do. We don't sell motivation. We don't sell dreams. We tell the truth, and the truth is simple. Without action, nothing is possible. Motivation fades. Dreams disappear, but action builds. Action feeds you. Action is survival. Think about how motivation works today. In the US, we scroll endlessly through TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, getting hit with sound bites and flashy speeches. For a moment, we feel unstoppable. We think, tomorrow I'll start. Next week I'll change. But tomorrow never comes. Motivation gives us the rush, but it never forces us to move. It's entertainment. It's like watching a movie about fitness while sitting on the couch eating chips. Survival doesn't care about your entertainment. The electric company won't take your excuses. The landlord won't wait because you were feeling inspired but didn't act. Life in this country is unforgiving. If you don't move, if you don't produce, if you don't act, you lose. Let me give you a picture. Imagine two people in Texas. Both are unemployed. Both are broke. One spends all day online watching motivational videos, waiting for the spark to start applying for jobs. The other doesn't feel motivated at all, but they send out 20 job applications a day, knock on doors, call people, take small gigs to stay afloat. Guess which one survives? The one who acted. Motivation didn't feed them. Action did. And that's the lesson people keep ignoring. Motivation is fun to consume. It's like fast food for the brain. Quick, easy, feels good but empty. Action is the real meal. It's harder. It takes effort. But it sustains you, keeps you alive, and builds a future. Motivation is entertainment. Action is survival. The reality of life in America is this. Survival is the first step to success. Before you can chase freedom, before you can build wealth, before you can live the dream, you have to survive. And survival doesn't happen through daydreams. It doesn't come from motivational quotes. It comes from action, from movement, from work. Think about how much money Americans spend every year on motivation. Billions of dollars flow into the self-help industry. Books, podcasts, seminars, influencers, all designed to pump you up, make you feel like you're on top of the world. And for a moment, you believe it. But here's the harsh truth. When the seminar ends, when the book closes, when the video stops playing, nothing changes. You're back in the same place you started, except now you've lost time, and maybe even money. Motivation is sold as the cure, but it's really the distraction. It's the sugar rush that keeps you from facing the truth. That action, not motivation, is what decides who eats and who goes hungry in this country. Let's take a real scenario. A young man in Detroit dreamed of becoming a music producer. He watched motivational videos about never giving up. He followed artists, read their stories, told himself, I'll make it one day. But he never bought equipment, never recorded a single beat. His motivation entertained him, but it didn't produce results. Meanwhile, another guy in the same city had no motivation at all. He worked long hours at a warehouse, came home exhausted, and still forced himself to sit down and learn a basic beat-making program. He didn't wait for inspiration, he acted. A year later, he was producing tracks and selling beats online. 5 years later, he had clients across the country. The dreamer had the entertainment. The doer had the survival, and that's the difference. Survival in America is tied directly to what you do. If you don't act, the world doesn't pause for you. Rent notices keep coming, bills keep arriving, life keeps testing you. And in this country, excuses don't pay. Nobody's giving you a medal for almost trying. Nobody's paying you for your dreams. You either do or you don't. The problem is, motivation tricks people into thinking they're making progress. They feel pumped up after watching a video. So they convince themselves they're moving forward, even though they haven't taken a single step. That's why so many Americans get stuck. They confuse entertainment with progress. They confuse feeling good with being productive. And slowly, year after year, they lose ground to the people who stopped waiting for motivation and just acted. Here's what you need to understand. In America, survival is competitive. Somebody out there is willing to do the work you're avoiding. Somebody else is willing to act while you're still dreaming. And survival rewards them, not you. Motivation entertains you. Action feeds you. Let's talk about winners and losers. It might sound harsh, but in America, life doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care about how motivated you are. It cares about your results. That's why two people can start with the same dream, the same motivation, even the same opportunity. But 10 years later, one is thriving and the other is stuck. The difference isn't talent. It isn't luck. It isn't even passion. The difference is action. Think about the athletes you admire. LeBron James didn't become one of the greatest basketball players by watching motivational videos about the game. He was on the court before sunrise, practicing shots while the rest of the world was still sleeping. Serena Williams didn't wait for motivation to hit. She trained through exhaustion, through pain, through years of repetition. Their success wasn't built on inspiration. It was built on consistency. Now look at the average person scrolling through motivational content on Instagram or YouTube. They're inspired for 10 minutes, maybe an hour. They might even write down some goals. But the moment life throws stress at them, they stop. Why? Because their foundation is motivation, not action. Motivation collapses under pressure. Action builds resilience. Here's a hard pill to swallow. If you're relying on motivation to push you, you've already lost. Motivation runs out. Discipline doesn't. Action doesn't. And in America, discipline is the currency of survival. Let me give you a story. A woman in Los Angeles wanted to be a writer. She dreamed of writing a best-selling novel. She watched every motivational speech about creativity, followed all the inspirational pages, and told her friends she was an author, even though she hadn't written a single page. Meanwhile, another woman across the country in New York decided to just start. She didn't wait for the perfect idea or the perfect motivation. She woke up an hour earlier each day and wrote, even if the words were terrible. A year later, she had a finished draft. 2 years later, she had a published book. The dreamer kept waiting for inspiration. The doer created results. And this is where survival separates people. Motivation convinces you that you're making progress when you're not. Action proves progress even when it's small, even when it's ugly. And in the US, progress, no matter how small, is what keeps you moving forward. Because here's the reality. Rent is due whether you feel like working or not. Deadlines come whether you're motivated or not. Your future arrives whether you're ready or not. The only thing that determines where you land is what you've done, not what you've dreamed. Motivation is entertainment for the masses. Action is survival for the few. Every day in America, millions of people wake up with dreams in their hearts. They want better jobs, better lives, better futures. They dream of financial freedom, of being their own boss, of building something meaningful. But by the end of the day, most of those dreams remain untouched. Why? Because people confuse thinking about change with making change. And here's the truth. Dreaming doesn't move you forward. Motivation doesn't put food on the table. Watching someone else's success won't magically turn into yours. The American dream has never been about sitting still and wishing. It has always been about moving, acting, building, failing, learning, and then doing it all over again. When you peel back the layers, you see the pattern. The majority wait for motivation. They wait for the right time, the right mood, the right sign. And while they wait, the few who act are taking their place. The few who act are building businesses, learning new skills, creating opportunities, and positioning themselves for success. And by the time the dreamers finally decide to move, the doers are already miles ahead. That's why motivation feels so good. It lets you believe you're doing something without actually doing anything. It's the entertainment that numbs your urgency. Imagine two friends graduating from the same high school. One dreams big, talks big, and watches every motivational guru online. The other just decides to get started. He takes a job, learns a trade, starts a small side hustle, and pushes forward even when it's messy. 10 years later, the dreamer is still saying, one day. The doer doesn't have to say anything, his results speak for him. That's survival. That's America. And I want you to really think about this. How many years have you already lost to motivation? How many times have you told yourself, I'll start tomorrow? How many opportunities have passed you by while you were still waiting to feel ready? The harsh reality is that life won't wait for you. The bills won't stop. The rent won't stop. The competition won't stop. Every single day, someone is taking action while you're standing still. And in the end, that's the only scoreboard that matters. Motivation will sell you dreams. Action will sell you freedom. Motivation entertains your mind. Action secures your future. Motivation is about feeling good now. Action is about living good later. If you're listening to this and feeling that sting in your chest, that little voice saying, "I've been wasting time," don't push it away. Don't hide behind excuses, use it. Because that voice is reality knocking at your door. And you have two choices. Keep entertaining yourself with motivation, or start surviving through action. Remember this: America rewards doers. Always has, always will. The ones who step up, the ones who execute, the ones who move without waiting, those are the ones who thrive. Everyone else? They get left behind, entertained but empty. So the next time you feel the urge to watch another motivational video, stop. Ask yourself, am I being entertained or am I surviving? Because survival requires movement. Survival requires execution. And survival doesn't care if you're motivated. It only cares if you act. Motivation is a lie dressed as hope. Action is the truth dressed as progress. Which one are you going to choose?